And to those who are viewing the class, my name is Christine, and today we will be looking at a fun topic. I was very excited to see this one. So as you all know, I'd like you to introduce yourself first and tell us a bit about your day, and then we'll handle today's topic, which is what type of music do you prefer? So without further ado, let's start off with, Samvi, let's start off with you. You had your birthday, so birthday girl starts off with introducing yourself. Happy birthday. Hope you had a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So, hi everyone. This side me, Sanvi Pandey of class 9, and my school name is BGS International Public School, Dwarka, sector number 6. And I belong to New Delhi only, but recently I have shifted to my hometown for about this pandemic, COVID crisis, and this black and white fungus, etc. And about my day, actually today is the anniversary of my uncle and my aunt too. So we celebrated my birthday and them anniversary both at 12 o'clock. So we have fun and joy. Then from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I have my classes gone. Then at 6:30 to 7:30, my bio class was there. And then talking with friends and then joining a class.
Okay, very good. So did you had a good day overall, full of celebrations?
Yeah, I have a good day.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's go on to today's topic, which is what type of music do you prefer?
Which type of?
Music.
But today's topic was the communication makes interesting that topic. What makes communication interesting?
What makes communication interesting?
Did the music one in the
apologies about that. I got another message yesterday. That's all right. What makes communication interesting? Apologies about that. I had two messages on top of each other here. So what makes communication interesting for you?
So first of all, I will say that the basic one is the verb and the tenses too for this. Because if we are not clear with the verbs and tenses, we cannot make the good and the clear sentence. Second is smooth and working. At this sentence, I will talk that in a simple sentence only, like you can say, I have to drink water. This sentence you can also understand, and the other person can also understand regarding the sentence, right? So the sentence clearance should be very well. And the third is third, I think the emotion control that you can say, if you watch a movie or something like watching a English movie and you don't know English only, then what is the purpose of watching that movie, and what do you learn from that movie or something? So the emotion will be like that. You are watching something, you are seeing something, and you are creating an English something like that. And in the communication process, information flows from sender to receiver. For example, you ask me a question and I'm giving you the answer in the same way, right? So that will be the sender and the receiver part.
Okay.
And the last point I will be say that the communication skill help you to understand other, not just their words, but also the tone of the voice. And that's it.
Okay, so the tone of voice. Can you expand a bit more about the tone of voice? Can you give us some examples, maybe? Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah, sure. So tone of voice, like you can take example of your tone of voice and mine. See, there is a difference between the country and the country language also. Like you stay in UK and the UK speak English only, mean their language is only English, right? And in Indian, there is a language Hindi, English, or whatever you can say, right? So tone of the voice, you can say that your English is better than me. Like you from the childhood only were speaking English, right? And from our childhood, we're speaking Hindi. And I think from second class, I have started to speak English. So I think tone of voice will be this for me.
Okay, so when we talk about tone, that is not exactly tone. That's more to do with fluency and how good your English is, simply because you're either a native or a non-native speaker. But nonetheless, you can be a non-native speaker with a very good knowledge of the language nonetheless. When we talk about tone of voice, we are talking about the tone that you use when you say something. Now, you can say the same thing in different ways, and it can either be, for example, angry, or you can sound upset, or you can say the same thing but sound happy. So imagine if you say simply
Can I give an example?
Like hello. Yes, if you had to say hello, you can say hello or hello. Okay, so the first one was very angry, and was the second one was very happy. That is tone of voice. So your communication can vary depending on your tone, and you're communicating there. Along with tone comes different emotions. So what you said about emotions being connected to communication is very true, because within language, emotion comes out in your voice as well. But that would be tone. You were talking about being born in a different country. That has to do with knowledge of the language and fluency. Just a little correction there, just to explain to you what tone is. Okay. Okay, well done. Let's move on to Achintya. Achintya, can you please introduce yourself, tell us a bit about your day, and then we'll handle today's topic.
Sure, ma'am. So, good evening, everyone. This is Achintya from India, and basically in India, I'm living in the state Jharkhand, and in the state Jharkhand, I'm living in Dhanbad, which is also my hometown, and I'm studying in Standard 9 from DNS School City PS, and my hobbies are listening music and reading books, and I want to become a good engineer and serve for my country.
Okay, very good. Excellent. And what do you do today?
And about the day, that today, from yesterday, my online classes have started. So basically, I woke up at 7 o'clock and did my online class till 9 o'clock. And today I have to go to Dhanbad for making passport too. And I had a bad day because I do not feel well in the traveling in the car.
Oh, you got travel sickness.
Yes, ma'am. So, and travel weakness, and also with the mask, and so it makes me very difficult to travel in the car. And I had today a little bad day, and yeah, and after coming home from the Dhanbad, I was like very tired. You can't imagine, very, very, very tired. I was not able to open my eyes too. I like see 2 to 3 hours before I have come, and I'm not remembering also what I have did first after coming the home. That was my situation like that. So it was very bad, and after resting, like today I rested from 4:30 to 6 o'clock, and after that I started feeling well. And beside that, I did common things only.
I see. Okay, so it's been quite a day for you. Not really good at all.
And bad day in the sense also because our passport work has also not been done. We have to go again to Dhanbad, and I am not feeling that much well to go to Dhanbad. So that's all, ma'am, that I did today.
I understand. Okay, and what do you think makes communication interesting?
So, first of all, as Sanvi told, that correct form of sentences or punctuations and everything, adverbs, you have to focus. That is the common thing with me also. But I sometimes did not focus on that. I like, if you speak English from 4 to 5 years, you have the basic knowledge of like, I want to study, I want to drink water, like that. So basically in this we don't have to think what we have to do, what we have to make the changes. And second one is we should be, our mood also affects the way of communication. If we are cool minded, then we will speak in cool communication, like take the example, I want to study. So if we are cool, then we will say I want to study. And if we are angry, like we will say I want to study in angry mode. So basically the user will not feel also, listener will also not feel well while listening in angry mode. And our mood also affects, and and listening also affects the way of communication, that in which two people are communicating. Example, to that we have to tell also and listen also, but listening plays more part than telling, because if we will listen carefully, we will able to tell everything in the life if we are listening properly. Like take an example of the class in which teacher is not writing on the board. Some students are like chatting or communicating with their best friends, and others are listening to the miss. So who will succeed in the exam? So the children who are listening to miss without telling a single word. So basically listening plays more part than telling. And same happens in communication. Listening, if you will listen properly, don't like it's an what to tell, it's an telling that it's an saying that speak less, listen more. In our school it has been taught that you speak less and listen more. So
Okay,
that's all, ma'am.
less more. All right. Yes, that's a very good
Yes, ma'am.
saying to go by, definitely.
And
Okay.
one more, can I add?
Yes, of course.
So basically in a sentence, when we have to focus on commas and everything, every like that, in which break is there, like full stop, commas, etc., etc. So in that we have to take a little break too, so that the user at least can think that there is a comma in between. So yeah, ma'am. That's
Okay,
all.
so learning how to let someone else speak as well, giving that break.
And one more thing, can I add?
Yes, of
So,
course.
like my mother tongue is Hindi.
Mhm.
So I of course watch YouTube videos in Hindi only. So basically when I started that, I have to increase my communication skills. First I've joined one more class in my near only, and second is your class. And my father told that in spite of listening to Hindi, you listen to English. So I started everything listening in English. Everything, not a single, except one or two movies. I started everything listening in like listening in English only. I study in English. I watch YouTube about studies in English. I watch movies on English in English, and I listen songs also in English, and I watch games also in English. Everything I'm not, and basically we are, I and my family are communicating in home also in English.
Okay.
So this helps me to improve my English.
Your English skills.
Also. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
It has given you the push and the interest to carry on with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. So Achinta, you've mentioned quite some interesting things. One of the most interesting thing in communication, for example, is actually the listening, not the speaking part of it, and giving that pause, which gives people the time to think, to respond. Yes, carry on.
So, and one more thing, that we have to speak when it is necessary, not every time we have to speak. Like when we are allowed to sit in between of adults. So basically we have to sit quietly and listen everything. And if asked, then only we have to reply. It is taught in our family also that Cynthia, come here and sit, and you have to speak only when asked. So because they are more like they are more adult than me and they are more experienced, so they will of course not they will of course will not ask to me about anything, but if they will ask, then we have to speak. So this
Okay,
can also improve our communication.
kind of like speak when you're spoken to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Cynthia.
Welcome,
Let's
ma'am.
move on to Anshra. Anshra, can you introduce yourself to everyone and tell us a bit about your day?
Yeah, hello. Good evening, Christine, ma'am.
Good
This is
evening.
Anshara Jahan, and I am a 12th grader. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, and currently I am doing my internship in content writing at a foundation based in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Also, I'm interning at LWT as the business development assistant, and I'll be opting for digital marketing as my career because I have understood the importance of digitalization in this pandemic, and I think the job profile fits me well. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, fantastic. And what did you do today, your day?
So today I woke up early in the morning. I had my online classes. I did my classes, and after the classes, I worked for an hour or maybe 45 minutes for my internship, the LWT internship, getting the colleges and the clients' number and their other details. Also, then I moved on to then I took a break, short break, and then I moved to the other internship work, which is of content writing, writing articles, and then I took a siesta, which is obviously my daily routine, which was in the afternoon, and then I woke up and then I'm here now.
Okay, fantastic, excellent. Okay, so can you tell us what makes communication interesting?
Okay, so first, when we look at the word communication, we would understand that it means the transmission or imparting of certain ideas through speaking or writing, not just by speaking, but by writing as well. So when we have to pose our ideas on somebody, we have to understand what our next person or a target audience is like. Okay, so in understanding that, we will be understanding what are their wants, why are they here, and all that. And for making the communication better, there are some part of speeches like diction, voice modulation. We do not have to be monotonous because obviously this is going to bore our, both in the sense of writing and speaking, I'm telling, not just in speaking, but in writing as well. The monotony, we have to break the monotony because unless and until it is broken, the people who are listening or reading our articles or anything like that will not be interested. So I guess these are some of the main pointers that makes a communication interesting.
Okay, very good, excellent. Well done for that. I'll move on now to Utpal because I'm realizing, wow, time is pressing. So let's move on to Utpal Kumar, and I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your day, please.
Yes, ma'am. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Utpal Kumar. I live in Jharkhand, Bokaro. I study in class 8. And first of all, today I woke up and walked about 7 to 8 kilometers. And then I came home and joined my online classes. And after my online classes, I played games for about 2 to 3 hours continuously, not continuously, after taking some break and then playing. And then I joined my tuition classes. And then I joined your class.
Okay, very good. And can you tell us just a bit now of what makes communication interesting?
Communication make when the language is good. Like if we are using rubbish languages or slang, then it's the language is not good.
Okay.
And if the language is funny, so the other person will feel good and he will be interested in the topic what he or she is saying, the person who is saying.
So you think that the use of proper language rather than slang
Yes,
actually
ma'am.
makes someone listen more,
Yes, ma'am.
actually makes it more interesting to listen. Okay, do you have any other things that you would like to
No, ma'am.
that you would like to add? Anything else that you find makes communication interesting for you?
Communication makes interesting, ma'am, like if the topic is interesting, the person who is speaking, the topic is interesting, then the communication will be more easier and easy and
Okay.
interesting.
Easier and interesting. Okay, the topics themselves. Good part?
Yes, ma'am.
It's the topics themselves that you find make it more interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what Utpal mentioned here has been mainly about the topic and as well the use of proper language, which I suppose would make a difference and would make one listen more if you tend to use specific language, maybe because you sound like you know what you're saying, if you use specific language as opposed to slang. But that remains up for debate, I would say. Let's move on to Shavi. Shavi, can you tell us a bit about yourself and about your day, and then we'll discuss today's question. Shavi? Shavi and Dal? Network issues. Okay, let's move on to Samarpita Saha.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Can you introduce yourself to everyone and tell us a bit about your day?
Yeah, sure. So this is Samarpita Saha. I'm currently pursuing my BTech in Computer Science Engineering from KIT University, Bhubaneswar, India. So that's about myself. And today my day was very gloomy because it's raining here from morning and it's been a lazy day. So I did my college work in the morning and then the internship work, and I made sandwich today. So yeah, that's about today.
That's about it. Okay, so can you tell us a bit about what do you think makes communication interesting?
I think through communication we get to know others, what others are doing and about their life. So that's make it very interesting because I mean, it's a human tendency that you really want to know about others. So that's why people mostly communicate because they want to gossip and stuff. So I think that's make it very interesting.
Okay, very good, excellent. And so it is rather the what people have to say, people's stories. It's the stories that you look forwards to hearing about. Okay, good. Okay, well done, Samarpita. Let's move on to Amrutanshu Dash. Yourself and about your day.
Good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is Amrutanshu Das from India, particularly, I would say. And I am pursuing currently BTech in Computer Science Engineering from KIT University, Odisha, India. Anything else? Just that. Thank you for asking.
Okay, and what did you do with your day today?
Yeah, it was an early day today. I got up early, had my chores done, then planned out my day as to how it should go about. Besides, um, there was something that needed to be taken care of at around 12 today. So that was something in relation to health and treatment. So that took a lot of time.
Okay.
Besides, it was, yeah, pretty good day.
Okay, very good. And what makes communication interesting for you?
What makes communication interesting? Okay, I'll break it down to two parts. Okay, first of all, what is communication? That is always answered by everyone. I'll tell you what is more interesting regarding communication.
Mhm.
Okay, so what makes communication more interesting is the way you present, be it a monologue, be it an interaction. An interaction is the first step towards a
Mhm.
successful communication. Okay, so
Okay.
it becomes a communication becomes a lecture when it is directed only from one side, right? But when you have to make a communication interesting, be it a lecture, be it a speech, you always feel to make it more interactive, isn't it? So it's more on the way you present it, your body language. As Anshra said, it's the diction, the way you pronounce it, the way you put forward your story, the way you connect the dots as to how the other person might find it relevant. Also, besides all of this, gestures is something that really catapults your whole conversation. Okay,
Okay.
it's something like someone has passed away and you say it in a absolutely encouraged tone. Okay, that might show you up in a completely low light, or that can completely burst out the whole relevance of your presence or the presence of that particular person. So it's more of the gestures, how you put yourself into the conversation, be it into listening the other person. That is also an effective part of communication.
Okay.
One more thing I would like to insert in here is whenever we communicate or interact, I would also inject a bit of debate into this, because again, it's something like question and answer session that has been till now. So I would just open up a debate in here, that should there be a laugh in between a conversation, if not particularly uh, serious?
Mhm.
What kind of laugh should a conversation contain? Should it particularly mean by laughing you um, completely disrupt the flow of the conversation and remove the eye contact with the person?
Mhm.
Or else,
Okay.
what is your take on it? That's how I would end as to why communication is more effective, or particularly how it can be interesting.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, well done. Thank you very much, Amritanshu. And last but not least, if there is Shavi, unless you have.
Fine.
Yes. So very quickly, just introduce yourself and tell us what you did with your day. And we'll go to today's question.
Hi everyone, I am Chavi and I'm a first year CUB student from Thakur Institute. And I was having fever, so I was in the bed since morning.
Okay.
And so moving on to the question.
Yes.
Like nowadays, we are receiving and sending messages. But according to me, like communication is understanding the feelings behind that information. So, like according to me, what makes communication interesting is when it's spontaneous and it's not processed, right? So whenever there's a spontaneous communication, all of them have added all the points, but I want to just add this point that communication should be spontaneous. And secondly, facial expressions even matter, and that's it.
Okay, very good. So looking at different types of forms of expressions and as well the emotions behind it. Okay, good. And last but not least, Bidisha Roy. Are you there? No, guess not. Okay, guys, so today we discussed the importance, what makes communication interesting. And we looked at different aspects. And one of the most important things is, oh, Vidisha? I think we have some network issues going on there. Okay, so one of the things that makes communication really interesting is the emotion behind it, the gestures, the tonality, the topic as well. And also something interesting that you mentioned is the listening. Communication is interesting because we listen to other people, and that allows us to give more feedback. So well done on that, guys. That was just a little summary of the things that you mentioned. It's been lovely to be back with you again, and it was lovely to have such a warm welcome. Thank you all very much, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye, guys.